Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello, my name is Katrina. My content is all about how to be the highest version of yourself and striving towards the person of your dreams. And so this week, I know you guys saw the title. We are talking about how to choose violence and how to stand on business in 2025. And I really wanted to start the year with this video because I feel like there's so many of us that are so kind and so nice, and we want to show up for the people and we want to be people's support system, but we're never putting ourselves first. And maybe there are times where we do, but we wait until it's absolutely necessary. And we don't know when to choose violence and what that actually means. So if that sounds like you, if there are times that you can look back and you're like, dang, I should have handled that differently, I should have stood on business, or I should have chose violence, stay tuned. This is for you. So let's talk about how to choose yourself in certain situations. And the easiest way that I can have you do this is to close your eyes and think about all the things that you want to accomplish for today. Think about all the things you want to accomplish this week. Are people standing in your way to do those things? And if not, great. That means there's no excuse for you not going for what you want and living your best life. But let's say someone does stand in your way. Let's say someone is violating your boundaries. How do you handle that situation? Do you let them get away with it? Are you all calm and you're like, oh, okay? And for some of us, we're very soft spoken. We don't really want to have conflict in our lives. And so we let people not necessarily walk all over us, but low key walk all over us. And it doesn't feel that way in the moment, right? You just kind of feel like you're letting them have something because you know it matters to them. You want them to be happy. But what about your happiness? How does that affect you over time? How many times can you give before your cup is empty? So let's do an audit together. I want you to close your eyes again, and I want you to think back to a time where someone violated one of your boundaries. How did you handle that situation? Because let me tell you, when I look back, woo, especially when it comes to my dating life, there are times I really wish I would have snatched myself by the ear and pulled me out of some situations because what was I thinking? I was so concerned about how what I may say will affect the other person and how they feel about themselves and how they see me, that I didn't speak up for what I wanted or for what I needed in that moment. Those were times that I considered that I should have chose violence. And that doesn't mean physically harming someone or assaulting them. That means standing up for yourself and choosing to put your wants and needs before somebody else. That's what standing on business means as we go into this new year. I'm actually filming this on the 1st of January, which is why I was like, no, we're doing this today. I want to get this out today because it's so incredibly important to make sure that you are putting yourself first. That is the key to self care. And it is the key to really, when you fly on a plane, putting your own mask on before you assist others. Priceless, absolutely priceless. Because 9 out of 10 times, we are going to try to help somebody else. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am not telling you to not help other people. What I am telling you is to help yourself maintain an equilibrium of emotional, physical, and mental well being, which means creating boundaries, expressing those boundaries, and making sure that there are consequences when people violate those boundaries. So let's talk about your accountability when it comes to standing on business and choosing violence this year. My next question is for you. Let's close your eyes. Once again, I know I have you close your eyes a lot, but I really want you guys to think about it. Feel free to pause the video, take a second, and come back. But I want you to think about, once again, another time someone violated your boundaries. Let's say it was a partner and your partner called you over and over again in the middle of the night and it woke you up out your sleep. You were really irritated because you're like, what do you need? And they just wanted to like talk about a video game. I don't know. Something trivial that definitely could have waited until morning. Let's also say that one of your goals for the year was to be more dedicated and accountable for your sleep. Now, it is partially on you to relay your boundaries to other people. It is not fair to get mad at people for violating boundaries that you never expressed to them. So if you never told your partner, oh, I really want to make sure I'm getting good sleep, don't call me unless it's an emergency, then it's really not 100% their fault that they called you, especially if it's a pattern of behavior that you have made acceptable until that day. Right? Because that's how we get in some of these really big arguments with people that are close to us. We initiate new boundaries. We've made the decision in ourselves. We're like, no, I'm not tolerating this anymore. I'm going to change. I'm trying to grow. And that person doesn't allow you that opportunity to grow. Why? Because you never told them that that's something you wanted to change. You have to give people the chance to meet you where you're at and where you're trying to go. And so the next time that you have a boundary that's very new, especially within a new relationship or an old one where patterns are already established, make sure that you're communicating that new boundary and that you're giving someone the opportunity to make changes to accommodate what you need for yourself. Now, there's another way that could go. Let's say you tell your partner, hey, I need you to not wake me up. Okay. I'm trying to get some sleep. I'm trying to get some rest because I know I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G going on this week. And let's say that partner continues to call you every single night at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. What is your next step? This is when it's time to choose violence, okay? Because now you have expressed a boundary. You told this person the reason for the boundary. The person accepted the boundary verbally and then did not go on to follow in the actions of what they said they were going to do. Now you have to make a decision. Is this something small that you're okay with that they violated? Most likely not. Most likely not. Because even no matter how small it is, it's a statement about how that person views you and how they respect you. And now we're having a deeper conversation about respect within your relationships. If someone does not care enough about you to see that you're trying to do something better for yourself and that they do not respect the boundaries that you've set, you need to really consider whether that person is a value add, a value negative, or whether they're a value neutral in your life. And ask them why they feel like it's okay for them to violate the boundaries that you've set within your relationship. And as uncomfortable as that conversation may be, there are so many reasons that it's worth having those conversations because even when it's something small, it's going to grow over time. It can start with calling you in the middle of the night, but then it may end with someone showing up at your house uninvited, right? It can show up as that person coming to your job or starting to have some really unhealthy habits. A lot of times we like to see yellow flags and then we keep pushing. We're like, oh, it's just yellow. It's just orange. Like, oh, it's only one red flag. Where there's one red flag, there are many red flags. Okay. No one ever has just one red flag. The red flagged folks, it's a sea of red once you get to know them a bit better. Now, if you want to take on a project, that's one thing. But if that's going to be the situation, you need to also understand that that's not an equitable relationship. If you are helping someone grow, that's great. People can help each other grow. But if it's a relationship where all that person does is take, they don't respect your boundaries, they are really showing you that they don't care about you in the way that you care about them if you're respecting their boundaries, it sounds like that person maybe shouldn't be in your life or at least has a very limited position in your life. Do I have people that violate my boundaries? Yes. Yes, I do. Are those people close friends of mine? No, they're not. Do I still have their phone number? Sure. Like, I may see them once a year or twice a year, but I understand that that person is going to push me in ways that I don't like to be pushed and that I have made it clear to them and that they don't respect me enough to hold those boundaries that I've solicited. And now that being said, they've been demoted in my life. It is the new year. Okay. This is a great time to do a friendship audit, just like we did a violence audit. It's okay to go through people and say, oh, I don't like that you do this. You don't align with my morals. I need to create some distance. I'm not saying drop everybody, but healthy distance isn't really a problem. And sometimes that's necessary. That way you can make space for the people that do align with your morals, that do align with your goals, and that respect you enough to adhere to your boundaries. Okay. This is not easy. So, how do we go about choosing violence? Hopefully, my video doesn't get taken down for the amount of time I said this word, but how do you go about choosing that for yourself? And I want you to take a step back. And when those people violate your boundaries, let's say it's a small boundary, okay? How will you feel if that disrespect grows? How will you feel? How does it make you feel when someone violates your boundaries that you've clearly expressed to them? Not the ones that you notice something for the first time and you call them out on it. That's very different. But for those who that consistently show up in your life and violate the boundaries that you set with them, how does that make you feel? And is that feeling something that you want to hold on to for an extended period of time? Because most likely that person is not going to change. They have shown you who they are, as Maya Angelou said the first time, and you should believe them. Now, if you need a three-strike rule, I got you. That's completely understandable. Now they violate your boundary 7, 8 times, and you tell me in these comments, you're gonna get a DM from me. We're gonna start working on it. Because that's a lot. That's a lot of times for someone to be like, I ain't gonna listen to her. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And she'll just stay. She'll just stay around. He'll just stay around. He always stays around. Oh, I've done worse than this, and he's always here. Don't be that person. That person is not serving you, and you deserve better. I don't even know you, and I know that you deserve better. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but I just wanted to make sure that on your list for this year is to stand up for yourself, express your boundaries before giving people consequences to it. But once you express those boundaries, hold people accountable and don't be afraid to remove certain people from your life. There are literal billions of people on this planet, and I promise you, you will find someone else that is better for your life and for your heart and for your soul than that person that truly doesn't respect you because they won't even listen to the things that you've told them that you need. So, with that being said, I'm going to give you guys space to put that into action. I really hope you guys are having a great start to your new year, and I will see you guys later this week. If you need a little bit more structure in soliciting those boundaries and to making sure that people are following them to a T, definitely sign up for a session with me. I do a lot of life coaching. I also do some presentations. So if you would like me to come and speak to your friend group or to an organization, my contact information is below. And if you just need daily reminders, I got you on that too. Hit up my Instagram and also my TikTok because I will be there every single day, showing up and showing out for y'all so that y'all can be your best selves. Stand on business. Don't let these people stand in your way. And I can't wait to hear what you accomplish in 2025. Bye.